good morning, good afternoon, good evening, distinguished guests, partners, and friends joining us from different parts of the world. On behalf of Farm Radio International, I warmly welcome you to the global launch of Just Communication. My name is Blessing Uecha. I will be the host for this event, this August event. This is the day we've been waiting for, and we are happy you're joining us to celebrate with us. Co-host with me on this event will be Rosamond Ohene. Rosamond, can you turn on your camera so we can all see you? Yeah, okay, great. So before we dive in, let's just take some housekeeping rules. So select your language using the interpretation feature. Yeah, if you're able to do that, it's you can see from your screen how to select your language. Then you'll also be able to follow along with slides in both English and French. So what you do is select the tab with the slides on the language of your choice. You may have to do that more than once because a lot of slides will be coming up. So you need to actually always select the particular slide in the language of your choice. If that is done, then the next one is use the chat room to introduce yourself. So go down to the chat room or the chat box, as some of us know it. Go to the chat box, chat room, and introduce yourself, your country, your organization, and let's have you. We have hundreds of people joining us from different parts of the world, and so we don't want to be missing in the crowd. We want to know where you are. We want to know where you're joining us from. We want to recognize you, and thank you for doing that. And at any point, should you have any questions, comments, please go right into the Q&A room. You'll see it at the bottom of your screen. Q&A room, and type in your questions and your comments. Today actually marks an important milestone as we unveil a new initiative dedicated to strengthening media and communication for development across Africa. Once again, if you're just joining us, kindly select the language of your choice. Welcome in. I can see a lot of people joining. Kindly select the language of your choice, and then you'll be able to follow with the slides. You can see there's English and French. So click on the particular language of your choice that you want to follow with the slides, and then you'll be there. Use the chat room to introduce yourself as soon as you're coming in. Introduce yourself, your country, your organization, so we are able to recognize you, because we have a lot of people joining, hundreds and hundreds of people joining already from different parts of the world. So we'd like to welcome you and celebrate you for coming. So you're not missing in the crowd. None of you will miss from the crowd. We want to celebrate you. Drop questions in the Q&A room also and comments. Today we have an exciting program ahead of us, inspiring remarks, powerful stories of impact, solidarity messages, and the official launch. Woo! I'd like to allow every one of us to go right to your emojis and just give a round of applause. I want to see everybody's round of applause coming up, coming up, coming up. So go right into your emojis and do a round of applause and let me know that you're here and you're listening. Great. Thank you. Great. Thank you so much. To officially open our event today, I'm honored to introduce a man, very humble man, who has been holding the reins of leadership of Farm Radio International for the past 20 years. Through him, a lot of innovative initiatives have been birthed, including the reason for being here today. He is the executive director, Farm Radio International. Ladies and gentlemen, and our distinguished guest, with that same clap, using your emoji, let's make welcome Mr. Kevin Perkins to deliver the opening remarks. I can see your hands already.
Thank you very much, Blessing, for that wonderful introduction and opening. And good afternoon to everyone. Bonjour à toutes à tous. I'm honored to share a few words as we launch an initiative that's close to our hearts and central to the future of inclusive, sustainable development across Africa, just communication. Over the rest of this event, you'll hear from my colleagues as they tell us more about what just communication is and why we hope you will be a part of it. But allow me to set the groundwork. After years of consultation, research, and planning, with invaluable support from our remarkable advisory council, Just Communication is being launched to meet a growing and urgent need, a Pan-African initiative that empowers media not just to inform, but to connect, include, and inspire change. Across the continent, media remains one of the most powerful tools for shaping public understanding, influencing decisions, amplifying community voices. But too often it's underfunded, undervalued, and disconnected from the development investments that it could help transform. Just Communication is being established to change that. It's a network and a movement of African media organizations, journalists, civil society partners, collaborators, community champions who believe that communication is not just a luxury, but a right. That storytelling is not a side activity, but a strategic lever. And that dialogue is not a distraction, but a foundation for trust, accountability, participation, and impact. So why is Farm Radio International launching it? Well, because we've seen firsthand what happens when communication is strong. And we also see what's lost when it is weak. For over 45 years, Farm Radio has worked at the intersection of radio, agriculture, and development. We've helped tens or even hundreds of millions of rural people access life-changing information. We've built deep relationships with broadcasters and journalists, communities across Africa. We've co-created tools and standards and platforms that make communication more inclusive, more interactive, and more impactful. But we also know our limits. Farm Radio is a Canadian NGO. Our mandate has focused on rural radio. And we believe that the future of communication for development must be broader, bolder, and rooted in African leadership. That's why we're incubating Just Communication with a plan for it to grow into an Africa-led NGO, independent African-led NGO. In its early phase, Just Communication is going to operate as a department of Farm Radio, benefiting from Farm Radio's capacity. But over the years from here, Farm Radio will evolve as well, moving from implementer to enabler, from direct delivery to a strategic partnership role. We'll continue to mobilize resources, financial and other resources, share tools that can be useful and powerful, and stand in solidarity to advance our shared mission. So this is not a handoff. Rather, it's the beginning of a handshake that will endure for decades. Together, Just Communication and Farm Radio will form a powerful alliance, one rooted in trust, values, and a shared vision for media that empowers. We'll stand side by side to advance communication justice, amplify marginalized voices, and make sure that every development investment is matched by the information, dialogue, and storytelling that it needs to succeed. And today we invite you to be part of this movement, whether you're a media outlet, a journalist, a civil society partner, a donor, investor, or a passionate advocate. There's a place for you with Just Communication and Farm Radio International. Help us build this continent-wide network that connects people and ideas, strengthens development, and ensures that every voice counts. Because when communication flows, development grows, and when we listen, amplify, and connect, real change becomes possible. Thank you, and back to you, Blessing.
Amazing. Thank you so very much, Kevin, for setting the stage and sharing such a powerful vision and a roadmap. You're right, building a communication network that is broader, bolder, and rooted deep on the African soil. Thank you so very much for sharing. Next, we will be taking an impact video to bring these words to life. Let's take a few minutes to watch a short video that highlights the impact of Farm Radio International and the role of development communication in driving sustainable development.
Across Africa, millions wake up each day with questions. For over 45 years, Farm Radio International has been helping them find their answers through the power of voice. Across rural Africa, millions of small-scale farmers lack access to timely, relevant information. Farm Radio International bridges this gap using radio, mobile phones, and digital tools. We partner with more than 1,500 radio stations in 38 countries, reaching over 45 million listeners each year. In Tanzania, farmers who listen to our radio programs on climate-smart agriculture increase their yields by 23%. In Ghana, radio programs on nutrition led to a 40% rise in households adopting diverse diets. In Burkina Faso, women's participation in farming discussions tripled after gender-responsive programming. These are not just numbers, these are lives transformed. None of this would be possible without the power of partnerships. Every dollar invested in communication multiplies impact, reaching farther, faster, and more equitably. Farm Radio International, sharing knowledge, amplifying voices, connecting communities, and turning communication into transformation. Together, we can keep growing change.
Truly inspiring, a reminder of how communication can change lives. Taking us further, let me bring Rosemond Ohene, my co-host, to take us further. Rosemond?
Thank you very much, Blessing. And indeed, that was a powerful, impactful video. Now, we come to the heart of today's event, the introduction of Just Communication. To take us through the mandate, vision, and direction of this new initiative, I'm delighted to invite Mr. Benjamin Kujo Fiafo, Head of Just Communication. Hello,
Thank you
Ben.
very much, Rosemond. Thank you, Blessing, and thank you, Kevin, for the introduction. You are all welcome to this historic launch. Today, we celebrate Just Communication, an initiative born by Farm Radio International Legacy. Now, stepping forward as an African platform for communication justice and media development. Together, I'm sure you'll be hearing how we are redefining African media, because we want to ensure that there is that connection, there is opportunity to inform, and also the way we can amplify development, because information is vital to development as seed to the farmer. Without communication, no system. I'm very sure, as we are all aware, the Food Forum is currently going on, and tomorrow we will be celebrating the International Food Day. Now, I want to say that without communication, no system, not even the food system, can grow or connect or sustain itself. Why now? Why is Farm Radio introducing Just Communication now? We are all aware of the growing population in Africa. We know very well about new innovations, the young population that we have. And again, it is also very, very true that at the heart of every transformation from agric to climate change lies communication. Without dialogue, policies cannot reach people. Without trusted information source, behavior doesn't change. Yet investment in communication remain very, very negligible. Just Communication is here to change that, because access to information empowers our citizens. They can make informed decisions wherever they are, and media platforms also amplify underrepresented voices. And we believe that media help to foster constructive dialogue among the various development actors. A strong media hold power accountable, and it also promotes transparency, which we need at this time. So the solution to all these challenges that I've enumerated is just communication. A bridge that will help to ensure that we bridge the development gap. Just communication, and this is one word that I'm sure everybody will take, one phrase that everybody will take away is a collaborative network. And we believe that this is going to be the biggest network that unites broadcasters, journalists, and digital media for sustainable development. So the solution we are bringing, let me repeat again, that we want to bring Africa's biggest collaborative network that unites broadcasters, journalists, and digital media for sustainable development. And we stand for just communication justice, the right for every person to seek, share, and receive information without the barrier or a border. What is the vision and the mission for Just Communication? Our vision is very simple, yet profound. An Africa where everyone, from a farmer to a policymaker, has access to the information they need to thrive. The information they need to thrive. And our mission is to make media a bridge and not a barrier. That is why we are forming the biggest network of journalists, broadcasters, and content providers. What is our core value? We believe that our value represents the compass for which our new initiative will be directed. And this is built on Farm Radio's legacy, a legacy that reflects our belief in communication justice. That everyone has the right to be heard. Everyone, everywhere has the right to be heard, to seek, and to share. Our newest value is connect. And this represents our commitment to building bridges between media and development. I'm sure you can see the rest of the values there include listen, amplify, learn. These are all part of our existing values. What is our mandate as Just Communication? We are looking at Just Communication as a department within Farm Radio at the moment, and I'm sure you all heard Kevin mention this, but it is a stepping stone. Soon it will start as an African-led organization, managing all projects on the continent on behalf of Farm Radio International. Whilst Farm Radio International continues as a global ally in technical and resource support. What is Just Communication going to do? We will do three main things. One is the network, growing and engaging Africa's biggest network of media professionals. Second one is delivering impactful projects, locally led communication initiatives. We will also focus on advocacy, championing investment in media for sustainable development. These three pillars define our work. Connecting professional, implementing transformative projects, and advocating for recognition of media as a core development driver. So let me just go into a little bit more details about the three different areas of work. So expanding the media network. Our hope is to increase the over 1,500 media network members we have now to include new media. So we want to include digital communicators, podcasters, journalists. We also want to bring in collaborators and media associations. And our network is the heartbeat of Just Communication. We are building the Africa's largest community of development-focused communicators, from broadcasters to podcasters, from community radio to digital content creators. The second area of work is implementing projects that matters. And here we will focus on multi-country and regional projects. We'll also work to ensure that network-based campaigns on the International Food Day, climate change, youth focus issues, we will run various campaigns to support these international days. And we'll also focus on food system, climate resilience, gender equality, and youth empowerment. Our projects translate dialogue into impact, amplifying local stories, promoting behavior change, and empowering citizens to act on the issues that matters most. The third area is advocating for communication justice. Here, we will be raising our voice for media investment, because as we speak now, less than 0.2% of ODA support goes to media development. And Just Communication will champion change through research, evidence, and advocacy. And we will advocate fiercely that communication is not a luxury. It is a necessity. We will make a case for greater investment in media as a foundation for participation, accountability, and development. One may ask why this initiative matters now. I want to say that again, that our population will double in 2050. Communication is key to resilience. Without communication, we will have lots and lots of challenges. Misinformation threatens progress. So trusted media is very, very vital. And development needs dialogue, not directives. Let me repeat that again. For us to achieve the SDGs, we need dialogues, not directives. So we stand at a defining moment. Africa's potential is unmatched, but so are its communication gaps. The time to invest in communication for development is not tomorrow, it is now. So I would like to call on all of you to join this movement. Governments, development partners, donors, media practitioners, citizens, we cannot do this alone. We invite you all to join us, work with us. Let's make Africa information ecosystem equitable, vibrant, and empowering. To close my presentation, I want to say that as we officially launch Just Communication, we are launching more than an initiative. We are launching a movement. Together, we can ensure that Africa's development is driven by African voices. Because when communication is just, development is just. And every voice truly counts. Thank you. Over to you, Rosemont.
Thank you very much for that clear, powerful presentation, what Just Communication stands for and how it will work with partners to empower media for sustainable development. On this note, I will call on us to let's connect, inform, amplify, and ensure communication justice across Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, no initiative can succeed without champions and collaborators. To share a call to action and invite us all to be part of this journey, I now hand over to Busi Nyambeicha, Manager, Just Communication Network. Over to you, Busi.
Thank you, Rosamond. Hello, everyone. For too long, the African media's role in development has been fragmented. We know the power of local voices, but we need a unified, innovative, and African-led movement to truly realize its potential. Today, I am inviting you to be part of the solution. As our previous speakers, Kevin and Ben, spoke about Just Communication and its mandate, Just Communication is a transformative initiative by Farm Radio International. It is a vibrant network built to empower African-led media and communication for development. Our focus is on inclusion, innovation, and most importantly, African ownership. You may ask yourself why you should be part of Just Communication. What's in it for you? Joining JustCom isn't just signing up. It is securing at least 4 critical advantages. Advantage number 1. When you join JustCom, there's strategic influence. You get to shape the direction of African media for development. You can participate in governance, like through board participation, and ensure your sector's voice is represented in continental dialogue. Next slide. The second advantage is visibility and advocacy. You gain visibility as a media and development leader. You get access to exclusive platforms campaigns, and communication opportunities. This is about amplifying your message globally and regionally. Members benefit from exposure through co-branded initiatives, inclusion in regional dialogues, and visibility through our high-impact projects and campaigns across the continent. Advantage number 3 is capacity and collaboration. JASCOM is a hub of learning and co-creation. You will gain access to training, research, and innovation opportunities. You will collaborate across all sectors, from grassroots organizations to global partners. If you need to purchase or co-develop media services or evaluations, you can do it here. And the fourth and last advantage that I'm going to mention, the development impact. This is ultimate. Media is a multiplier. When you invest in communication, you improve results in every development sector. JASCOM helps you do that strategically and effectively. By working together, we amplify your impact across critical areas like agriculture, health, education, climate, and governance. We reach marginalized communities through trusted media to drive behavior change, civic engagement, and policy influence. Now, the question is, who are you and where do you fit? Who belongs in just communication? No matter your role, there's a place for you in this network. Membership is open to a wide spectrum of actors because collaboration across disciplines, platforms, and institutions is key to building an inclusive and powerful media ecosystem. We are inviting 4 key groups, as previously mentioned by Ben. Amplifiers. These are media organizations, radio, television, print, online, and associations. The second group is the change makers. These are journalists and broadcasters, the hosts, reporters, content creators, and others. And then we have collaborators, collaborating associates like NGOs, academia, government, development partners. And then the last one is champions. These are ambassadors and volunteers, can be student journalists, youth leaders, and advisors. The next big story, the next policy change, the next innovation starts with you. Join us now. We are building a growing African-led movement for sustainable development. Take the step today. Sign a membership or collaboration agreement, become an amplifier, a change maker, a collaborator, or a champion. To get started, you can simply visit our website, justcommunicationafrica.org, justcomafrica.org, and then you will receive a membership package with the specs and expectations, or you can email us at membership@justcomafrica.org, or send me a private email, beingnabecha@farmrateradio.org. Don't just observe the future of African development, shape it. Thank you so much. Back to you, Rosamond.
Thank you so much, Busi, for the steering call. Indeed, this is a moment to act together. Don't just sit on the fence. Be a change maker, be an amplifier, so that together we can drive the development of Africa. On this note, I would hand over to my colleague, Busi. Blessing.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rosemond. Thank you so much, Benjamin, for letting us know how we can connect, how we can inform and amplify voices, the African voice, through this particular um, organization being launched today. Thank you so much. Yes, taking us further, I would like to first and foremost ask that if you're just joining us, kindly put in your name in the chat room, select your language of interpretation you can look at the screen. I see some people having some issues trying to make some comments. Some people are still joining right now. Please select your language of interpretation, then go to the chat room, put in your name, your organization, and country. And then I can also see that there's a membership link in the chat room. Please go right in there, click on it, and immediately start. This is the kind of organization I would always love to be part of, where voices are amplified towards sustainable development. And in case you're not able to follow with the slides, just tap on the particular language that you prefer. Thank you so much. So moving on, as we celebrate this launch, we are honored to be joined by partners and friends who stand with us in solidarity. We will now hear short messages of support from various organizations. Firstly, let us hear from Francesco Diazzo, the International Communication for Development Specialist at the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization. Permit me if I murdered that name, but yes, please let's give it up for him. Use your emoji and also clap. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. It is a great pleasure for me to join you today for the official launch of Just Communication. And I would like to extend the warm greetings on behalf of the FAO Communication for Development team. For many years, FAO and Farm Radio International have shared a common vision to make communication a driver of inclusion, empowerment, and resilience for rural communities. This shared vision has guided our collaboration within Casa Africa, a platform created to give voice to family farmers, to make their knowledge visible, and to connect them with the institutions, shaping the future of sustainable food systems in Africa. The launch of Just Communication marks an important milestone. It is both the natural evolution of Farm Radio's international long-standing commitment to rural communication and the beginning of a new chapter in our partnership. FAO and Farm Radio International are now finalizing a memorandum of understanding that will consolidate and expand our collaboration for the forthcoming years. Through this agreement, we aim to strengthen and institutionalize Casa Africa as a regional mechanism for inclusive rural communication services, building bridges between participatory methodologies, digital innovation, and policy dialogue within the framework of the United Nations Decade of Family Farming. The forthcoming Memorandum of Understanding outlines three main areas of cooperation: transformative partnerships to enhance coordination and advocacy for inclusive communication policies, and greater investment in media and communication for development across Africa. The second is capacity development and knowledge sharing to jointly train practitioners and field communicators, and in particular women, promoting peer learning and gender-responsive communication approaches. And the third area of collaboration is the evidence generation and policy support to produce studies, policy briefs that will help integrate participatory approaches and rural communication services into national family farming strategies. But, colleagues, beyond the formalities of a legal framework, the partnership represents a shared vision and commitment to a deeper goal, ensuring that communication is recognized as a public good and a right essential for participation, accountability, and resilience. The Just Communication initiatives arrive at a time where the need for inclusive and independent communication ecosystems is more urgent than ever. Across the continent, we continue to face challenges from limited investment in media and rural communication, the digital divide that still isolates many communities, to the underrepresentation of women and youth in the media spaces. The Young Casa platforms reminds us that sustainability cannot rely just on projects alone. It requires, of course, joint resource mobilization, but also a stronger institutional ownership and the broader alliances, including with the private sector, telecom, who can extend digital access to rural areas. It also calls on us to amplify the voices of women, youth, local communicators, ensuring that their experiences and leadership are visible and valued. This is exactly what Just Communication stands for. It reflects the belief that communication justice is inseparable from social and climate justice, that every farmer, woman, or young person deserves the means to speak, be heard, and participate in shaping the decisions that affect their lives. As FAO ComDev team, we remain committed to supporting Just Communication and Young Casa Africa in this new phase through capacity development, participatory media production, policy dialogue, and the integration of communication strategies into national programs. Together, we can make rural communication a cornerstone of sustainable and inclusive development. And therefore, congratulations to all of you colleagues, to Farm Radio International for this important achievement. Let us continue to build on our shared history and make communication not just a tool for outreach, but a pillar of empowerment and transformation for rural Africa. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Francesco, for those words. And I like the passion with which it's coming. Everyone must join hands together to be part of this network that showcases inclusivity and then brings sustainable development to our communities. Thank you so very much, sir. You know, according to Zig Ziglar, he says, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And so this is the starting point. Thank you so very much, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Next, let's hear from Agi Asimwe Konde, the Director of Advocacy, External Engagements, Innovations, and Communications at AGRA. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Agi.
Blessing, I'm not sure he was able to connect, so I think we can go to the next person.
Oh, okay. Right. So I think we'll move to the next person. All right, next, while we still expect Agi to join us, let's invite Kate Taft. Kate is a communications and engagement lead at Gates at One. So if I'm correct, right? She joined. Great, nice.
I'm here. I'm here. Hi, Blessing.
Great.
I do hope Aggie comes back. My dear colleague from AGRA. I hope we are able to hear from her. Just thank you, Blessing, for your moderation of this and wonderful comments. And Francesco, I'm down the hall from you here in FAO, celebrating the World Food Forum. and was able to take a break to join this really important launch. And it's so exciting to see all in the chat. We see you, from Liberia, Sierra Leone, Mali, and I even saw one of my colleagues from Tamale, Ghana. I'm going to have to reach out next time I'm there. So I'll get underway into my formal remarks. So hello, everyone. My name is Katie Taft, and I am with Gates Agricultural Innovations. We're more well known as Gates Ag One. We're a relatively new nonprofit dedicated to accelerating breakthrough agricultural research to meet the urgent and often overlooked needs of smallholder farmers in sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia. As we strive to connect scientists, new discoveries, moonshot ideas with the real challenges faced in the field, we know that technology on its own is not enough. No matter how powerful the science or the technology, innovation only succeeds when it's understood, when it's trusted, and it's truly adopted by the people it aims to serve. This is why, for Gates Ag One, Farm Radio is such a crucial partner. Through its virtuous circle of collaborative communication, Farm Radio ensures that it does not just flow from the lab to the land, but that it returns enriched and informed by the experience of smallholder farmers themselves. Ben said it best, and I'll repeat it. It's a dialogue. It's not just a one-way communication. Their feedback isn't just heard, it shapes the trajectory of technology, making every step more relevant, inclusive, and impactful. Many innovations can seem overwhelming, unclear, and even intimidating. Yet Farm Radio's approach helps us demystify these technologies by listening, by inviting questions, and by valuing the lived wisdom of farmers. Farm Radio makes new solutions accessible and approachable. Together, we build trust, foster understanding, and help smallholder farmers feel confident in trying, adapting, and ultimately taking ownership of these new ideas. When smallholder farmers are involved from the very beginning, they become co-creators of the progress, ensuring that innovations are not just implemented, but embraced and sustained. This collaborative feedback loop becomes a pathway to resilience, where farmers are not merely recipients, but active architects of their own future and the food systems we all depend on. So as we work to deliver the next wave of agricultural breakthroughs, technologies, and innovations, we celebrate partners like Farm Radio and this Just Communication initiative, which will be so important to ensuring that the innovation is inclusive, it's empowering, and it's truly transformative by ensuring that smallholder farmers have the knowledge and the information that they need to become empowering of their own device. Because at the end of the day, innovations are only good as their ability to be used. And we should all be making that difference together. Thank you very much, Blessing, and Kevin and Ben, for allowing me to join this launch. I am so excited to see how many journalists and folks are online, and I'm going to go ahead after this and join Just Communications, be a part of the network.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for those passionate words, Katie. Thank you so very much. We are glad to also hear that your vision for your organization also aligns with what Farm Radio is doing, and we're happy also that you are supportive, your organization is supportive. Thank you so very much. Next, let's welcome Benjamin Abugri, Knowledge Management, Digitization, and Learning Cluster Lead Specialist at FARA, the Forum for Agricultural Research in Africa. Hello, Benjamin. Welcome.
Hi. Yes, thank you very much, Blessing. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, colleagues. It's a great opportunity to be part of this very important occasion, launch of Just Communication. as already indicated. My name is Benjamin Abugri, and I am the lead specialist for knowledge management, digitalization, and learning at the Forum for Agricultural Research in Africa. For those of you who might have heard, FARA is the Apex Continental Organization for the African Union Commission, and our role is to advocate for agricultural research for development in Africa. And we operate a network of agriculture development stakeholders across the continent. As a network institution, we value the importance of knowledge management and communication. And because of that, FARA places a very strong premium on these two portfolios. At FARA, we have a full unit for knowledge management and digitalization and communication. And that sits as a technical unit within the Directorate for Research and Innovation, helping scientists to be able to provide the necessary content, the necessary tools, and the necessary knowledge outputs for the larger AR4D community in Africa. FARA also places very strong premium on communities of practice, and we operate the community of practice for agricultural research for development stakeholders with about 40,000 stakeholders within this community, in addition to other very relevant platforms, collectively reaching out to about 16 million stakeholders using our online platforms. We operate the knowledge management for agricultural development community of practice, made up of certified knowledge management practitioners who also represent science communication, development communication from the National Agricultural Research and Innovation institutions, the CGR, and other institutions within the continent. We also operate the Agriculture Media Network, where we leverage the role of media at the country level in ensuring that our outreach is very well coordinated and also responds to the needs of our stakeholders. And so we have a platform that currently has about 55 media practitioners from over 20 countries across Africa. This therefore positions FARA as a very close partner in this very important initiative, Just Communication. Beyond this, we also believe that our contributions over the years have culminated into the integration and the recognition of knowledge management, communication, and advocacy as one of the key pillars of the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program, CADEP Action Plan 2026 to 2035, and the Kampala Declaration. And this therefore now paves a very good way for national actors to be able to work in cohesion in terms of knowledge management, communication, and advocacy. And for me, this is a great win for all of us practitioners. And this also tells us that we can link up very closely with the countries as we implement CADEP within the next 10 years. In all this, we also recognize the role that Farm Radio has played and the partners in bringing this and bringing us all together to contribute to this very important initiative. And as a network, and speaking on behalf of our Executive Director, Dr. Agri Agumia, it's our pleasure to partner with Farm Radio and partners in this very important initiative. We therefore want to thank the team, especially led by Benjamin Fiafo, and the colleagues in this network for bringing all of us together, and also to promise that we would want to continue to collaborate with you on this initiative and to pool our network within this context so that all of us can together strengthen the network of development communication and communicators, and also to contribute strongly even as we move towards another phase of the CADEP within the next 10 years. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity, and we want to hand over back to Blessing. to continue. Thank you very much.
Excellent, amazing. Thank you so much, Benjamin. I wanted to hear more and more and more about Farah, what Farah is doing. It was as if we were talking about Farm Radio International. Okay, right. Thank you so very much. The media is a very powerful force for empowerment, and I hope that the 55 media professionals and practitioners that you have will be part of this network. So like you said, we're going to pull resources together, pull our voices together to make it one and all inclusive. Thank you so very much for joining us today. We appreciate you. And finally, we are pleased to welcome a representative from Farm Radio International's Board of Directors, Mercy Karanja, formerly of both IFAD and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Give it up for Mercy. You can just use your emoji and just, I like some noise, but I'm not going to get some noise today. So you can use your, great. Thank you, Umar Usman. I'm seeing them. Yeah. Thank you for all our speakers. The hands are going for you. Yes. Do we have Mercy in the room today?
Yes, I'm here.
Great. Thank you and welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, I see you have disabled my video or something.
Oh, David, are you around?
Oh, I think we are
Sarah?
good.
Okay, great.
Oh, I think I'm good now.
Okay, great.
Yeah, now I'm good. I like to be seen like everybody else. Mine is to start by congratulating Farm Radio International. And as you said, I'm in the board of JustCom. So I've been there from the beginnings of the thinking of this work with the team, Kevin and Benjamin and others. And I absolutely applaud you today. It's a very big day. We have talked about it, but here we are today. So I'm very excited to see the launch of Farm Radio International. Just for a little context, I worked with Farm and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for the last 14 years. And my biggest partner and my most favorite one was Farm Radio International. And the reason for this is the work they have done over those years of changing how we think of radio, or how radio can absolutely change the livelihoods of people. And myself being born in rural Kenya, I have absolute trust in radio. Those days, growing up, we had radio for instruction in school. We had radio to tell us where the chief meetings is. We had radio to give us any information that was needed in the community. So the power of the radio is very, very important in the rural setup. And I am persuaded it's only me who came to the cities. The rural folk are still based on the radio. So I've seen farm radio evolve from getting broadcasting briefs to the broadcasters in Africa to working with communities and making them be part of what the solutions is. We have worked with them to see farmers are able to adopt improved cassava in Tanzania. We have worked with them to see farmers have been able to improve nutrition using fortified maize in parts of Africa. And the most important part of my passion for what Farm Radio has done is they have continued to make assessments part of their work. Those days I talked about radio was just spray and pray. You absolutely had no idea who was listening. But today, through the efforts of Farm Radio, we have been able to say who are the listeners and what is the impact. That's a very big breakthrough in the use of radio by Farm Radio. So they have come a long way in shifting how radio serves the communities. Now, today we are talking about JustCom. JustCom just flips what we have been thinking of radio over the years. It's saying we cannot do development without bringing the voices of the people we are supporting into the conversation. And this has been the passion of my life. having the people we are supporting enjoying in the conversation. And that is why it's just. It's just. Every voice counts. Those days when I started development, that is some years, we were the experts kind of telling everybody what they need to do, and part of the reason why we haven't seen much. But now we are saying we need the voices of the practitioners so that they can be co-creators and shapers of what it is we need to change or to improve and get to understand their situation. And that's why I'm very persuaded about the JustCom being in time for what Africa needs. We have a lot of wisdom in Africa, which has been ignored for many, many years. But until and unless we can involve the practitioners in the continent, the development we seek will be elusive. Therefore, JustCom for me is just a movement in time, and I'm excited to see so many of you joining already. Is a movement that we can all join hands and declare is not development if we are not involving the people who are affected by it. And I've listened to all the communications with the partners. That is where we are all aligned. Let's bring the practitioners into the conversation. Let's listen to them. Let's solve their problems, not our problems and what we think is the problem, but let's understand what are the problems in the field, in the places we are at, and bring the solutions which are for today, even as we do research for tomorrow. Many times we are asking the people we are supporting to run before they can crawl. So just communication is a movement to say, let's be collaborative. Let's co-create, all of us, so that we can truly get development going forward. So I welcome you all, and I'm excited on behalf of the board to welcome so many of you in joining JustCom. Welcome on board, and I see just a future of very progressive Africa through the power of information. Information that is co-created and collaboration among so many. Thank you again, and I'm excited going forward. As we say, this is the beginning. There's a long journey. So come on with us, and we develop Africa as we should, partnering and collaborating. Thank you all, and happy to see so many today. Over to you. Blessing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I love the passion with which you spoke those words. Thank you very much. Yes, just communication is a movement, and this movement is calling for everyone to join hands so we can connect, inform, and amplify. Thank you so very much. Moving forward, let's bring Rosamond to go ahead. This is the period and the time we're waiting for. So Rosamond, over to you.
Thank you very much, Blessing, and thank you very much for all the goodwill messages from all our respective partners that we have across the globe. Remember to select your language of interpretation and also the slides as well. It is now my privilege, my sole privilege, to invite the co-chair of Just Communication Council, Advisory Council, Miss Christelle Kaluli, to share remarks and officially launch Just Communication. Miss Christelle, over to you.
Thank you, Rosamond. Thank you, Blessing.
Merci. So I really want to apologize. This shows us that communication is really important. As I was saying, my name is Christelle Kaulier. I am stakeholder of civil society. I am member of advisory board of Just Communication, and I would like to welcome all of you for being here today for the official launching of Just Communication. This is a great moment for us because Just Communication is an historical moment for us its vision is for media, African media, to be a catalyst for development. So with this just communication, we want to make sure that everyone is engaged in the communication for sustainable development. I would like to share the greetings of advisory board to all the team of FRY and mainly to the executive director of FRY and all his team for all the work done for us to be able to see just communication today. Just communication is here to show our engagement to have inclusive communication. We also want to be able to show that we need to give report to all those we are serving so that they can have all their needs so to take the challenges they are facing throughout the continent. With his expertise of more than 40 years, FRI is launching Just Communication. This for FRI to have a strong leadership throughout the continent, making sure that the approach used is inclusive, and this by including radio and every kinds of media so that we can reach remote areas. Today, I would like to invite all the partners, all the donors to join the movement of just communication. For us now to celebrate this great moment, I would like to invite you to put on your camera and raise your glasses so that we can officially launch Just Communication. Could everyone put on your cameras and show your glasses so that we can officially launch Just Communication, please? So this is a big moment for all of us. Please raise your glasses and we will launch Just Communication officially. And we say congratulations for Just Communication, and let's have great results. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Ms. Christelle. We are all proud to launch Just Communication. Thank you, Christelle, for those inspiring words and for officially launching Just Communication. We'd like to acknowledge the work of some of the people who have helped made this happen. On this note, I would hand over to Benjamin to make mention of those who have been behind the scenes, ensuring that officially Just Communication gets launched today. Over to you, Ben.
Thank you very much, Rosemond. Thank you all for the support in making this historic launch come to pass. We want to, at this stage, acknowledge those who have been behind the work that we are seeing today. We have our co-chair in the person of Julius Bizimungu. He is a founder and a writer, Africa Finance Today. He is based in Kigali, Rwanda. And I'm sure you've all heard from Christelle Cowley. She is the chief organization, the Children Believe Abidjan. We also have Max Olipot. He works as an agriculturalist and also as the past partner for planning and learning of learning officer for the African Forum for Agriculture Advisory Services. We also have the support from Jean-Christine. Jean-Christine has been a development consultant and also a past chair of the board of directors of Farm Radio International. We also have been receiving a lot of support from Thomas Zulu. Thomas Zulu is a journalist and media development specialist, and also a past senior program officer at the Media Institute for Southern Africa, based in Zambia. We also have Andre Bambara. Andre Bambara is a journalist, a media development specialist, a trainer, and also a past country rep of Farm Radio International. She's based in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. We have a support also from Lurit Yugosuk. She is a curator and a lead strategy for Policy O'Clock and pasty advisor with a past advisor with Femnet. She's based in Nairobi, Kenya. We've also been receiving support from Abdul Nasiru Mohammed. Abdul is the regional director, Water Aid West Africa. He is based in Ghana. And I'm sure you all heard the wonderful words from Mercy Karanja. Mercy has been a board director with Farm Radio International and also a past senior officer and advisor to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. She is based in USA. We've also received a lot of support from Gizao Shibru Tesema. Gizao has been the Director of Operation for Farm Radio International and currently the Chief Advisor to the work that we do at Just Communication. And also supporting us from Liberia, we have Jefferson Massa. Jefferson is a media development specialist, solution journalist, and a trainer, and also a past staff of Internews in Liberia. And last but not the least, we have Watara Mariame. Mariame works as a gender development specialist with the Council of Economic and Social Development based in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. So these are the advisory council members who have been supporting us up to this stage. And I want to use this opportunity to thank you all for the great support. Thank you. So I hand over back to Rosemond and Blessing.
Thank you very much, Ben. And thanks to everybody on the board who have helped us to ensure that this historic event come to pass. As we bring this historic event to a close, let us watch one final video, a message of hope, vision that captures the spirit of Just Communication.
Across Africa, stories are waiting to be told. Stories of innovation, resilience, and hope. Yet too often, voices remain unheard and knowledge unseen. When people are left out of the conversation, progress slows. Without trusted communication, even the best ideas fail to reach those who need them most. That is why Just Communication was born, an African initiative empowering media to drive sustainable development. We connect journalists, broadcasters, and communicators across the continent. We foster dialogue, inspire change, and make sure every voice is count. Our vision is simple, yet powerful. An Africa where knowledge flows, connections grow, and every voice counts. From rural radio to digital storytelling, we are building bridges between communities and decision makers. We invite partners, governments, and citizens to join this movement because when communication is just, development is just. Together, we can amplify African voices and transform our continent, one story at a time. Just Communication is powered by Farm Radio International.
Yes, let's connect, let's inform and amplify for sustainable development, and also to ensure that there is justice in communication. On this note, I will hand over to Blessing.
Thank you, Rosemond. And thank you to all our partners, supporters, and everyone who has made this day a great one for us. We honestly feel elated that you actually joined. We are happy that you joined us today. It is said that when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable, and that's by Miles Monroe. And then today we've heard about Just Communication, the first step towards building an African-led organization that advances sustainable development and through media and communication. That's why we want everyone, collaborators, want connectors, we want media professionals, practitioners, organizations, and listeners too, leaving no one behind. And so we appreciate everyone. So ladies and gentlemen, as we draw this curtain to a close, what an inspiring moment we've had. On behalf of Farm Radio International and Just Communication, I thank each of you for being with us today. A special thanks to our speakers, partners, and organizations who shared solidarity messages with us. This is just the beginning of a new chapter for communication for development, and we look forward to working together to make communication a true driver of development. Please don't forget to sign up to receive our membership package. The link is in the chat and on our website also, justcomeafrica.org. Justcomeafrica.org. You can see it on your screen. That is JUSTCOM for those of you who are not able to see your screen. I am Blessing Uwechia, and co-hosting with me today is
Rosemond Ohene. Thank you all very much. And we hope to collaborate to amplify. Bye, everyone.
Looking forward to meeting all of you. Bye, everyone.